How's it going, everyone? Swanee and Cookie are back with another podcast, and in today's video we are going over the bug notes for the latest patch. So, we're gonna just read over the list of the latest bugs that were added to Battlefront 2, and we're gonna give our opinions on these. So to start us off, I'm just gonna read these off. Normally you read off the patch notes, Cookie, but today I'm going to read off the bug notes.
Change of pace.
I'll let you give your opinion. Since these are more occurring, like these bug notes, bugs happen more often than patches. So to start us off, 2 times battle points don't work anymore. So like when you're playing and you get to level 2 for your little battle point meter, it just doesn't do anything.
It was a needed change after all. I mean, 2 times the battle points just wasn't fair. So they wanted to make sure that they get rid of it. So we only have 1 times the battle points from now on. I think it was a good change. I think it balances things out a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think it was too easy to milk the officer and get a hero. So yeah, definitely good that that's not working.
Not sure why they
Ewok
still have
hunt.
the 2 times show up on the screen though. They might want to get rid of that.
It's just that's a bug, a different kind of bug.
Bug of a bug.
Yes. Ewok hunt made it so Ewoks only win. Like, you can't win as the stormtroopers. You could, like, pile up outside of the ship, but the ship said screw off, and you just stood there like a moron. Thus, resulting in them removing Ewok hunt. So, now we do not have Ewok hunt.
I think it's really interesting because look at it this way. Ewok Hunt's supposed to be more of a scary kind of game mode because you can't see the Ewoks coming, and plus everybody wants the Ewoks to win anyway. But most horror movies or scary things end with the people that are in danger ending up dying at the end just when they think they're safe. You know, that's the best kind of horror movie. So it only makes sense that they get to the very end, think they're home free, and then they die.
And they still die.
That's it. Perfect. Okay. Brilliant move. Plus, no one likes Ewok Hunt, so that give them a reason to get rid of it.
I mean, some people like Ewok Hunt. It's not that horrible. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I was really stretching on that one.
Saber heroes have this new stamina upgrade where they can block blasters for less time than before. So, if you're getting shot at, then you just die. So now you can't block. Maul's spaceship was really nerfed. So now, like before, he has really, really low health. So to combat that, you would go invisible and then you'd run away and you would gain your health back when you were invisible. Well, now, when you go invisible, it puts a little timer on your regeneration of your shields. So you just can't regenerate health when you're invis, so when you go uninvisible, you just instantly get wrecked. So, yeah, Maul's ship got a pretty nice nerf, I guess.
Maul's ship has a good amount of health. The problem with Maul's ship is, like a lot of big ships, is they're too big and bulky and they can't escape very well, so that's Maul's escape. However, if you can't regen the health, it doesn't do nearly as much for you. And, Maul's ship wasn't in need of enough.
I don't get that because
I don't think anybody was asking.
It's kind of his healing card. The Falcon has a healing ability, like Rey and Chewie. You get unloaded on, and then you can just instantly heal yourself. Like, how's that any different than just going invis and waiting for your shields to regenerate?
The Darth Maul one would have been more creative and more interesting, so they got rid of it.
Yeah. Okay, well, credit payouts at the end of each match now doesn't work. So technically, they claim that you still get the same amount of credits. So say you play a 20-minute match on Kashyyyk, and you win, and you get MVP. You'll get about 300 credits if you're lucky. But in reality, you're probably getting 700 credits. But yeah, it doesn't show the amount of credits that you get, thus turning a lot of people off from the game because they don't think they're getting any credits.
So is that a way to make it like seem better? Because you see 300 credits and you're down and you get disappointed, but then you come out of it and you realize later, oh my god, I got my normal amount of credits, and then you like it more. Is that supposed to be some sort of incentive?
I don't know.
I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt, man. Maybe it was on purpose.
All right. Then we're going down the list. Maul Saber Throw still only works about 50% of the time. So if you hit somebody with a lightsaber, they just don't take any damage.
It's better than the 0% it used to be at, I guess.
Luke's powers are still garbage, and same with Yoda. Like, you can force push somebody, and they just aren't affected. And then you can do repulse, and they aren't affected by that either.
I think it's
and
more
then
garbage.
You try to block the bullets or the blaster shots at you because your force powers didn't work, and then you realize you're out of stamina because you can't block blaster bullets. So you die as Luke. So pretty good nerf to Luke there. Palpatine is now back to his good old broken self. He can now shoot through walls, and he got a damage buff. And we can confirm we got a damage buff because you were getting lots of kills with him. And he's your worst hero.
He's my worst hero. Not only do I suck at Palpatine, I also don't have any decent star cards because I don't invest in him. So even with crap star cards, even on Kashyyyk, which doesn't, at least at the part that I had Palpatine, doesn't have a lot of buildings. It was pretty out in the open, and I was still massacring everybody. So, yeah, he definitely got a damage buff. There's no way.
Okay.
No way he didn't.
Yeah, so Palpatine's pretty monstrous again. Boba Fett, blaster. Apparently his blaster it's not as good as it was. And he still has his broken jetpack. So if you shoot him with anything explosive, he falls down from the sky. And sometimes his jetpack will completely turn off, which has been a bug since launch. People have been reporting the game is sort of glitchier and laggier, like server lag again that we used to get.
Oh, yeah.
There's been reports of that. And then Ben promised that we would get the N1 Starfighter for the new hero game mode, because once you die as a hero, you get to respawn as any of the regular ships. Except for the N1 Starfighter, the Naboo Starfighter. Apparently that is not in the list, even though we were told that it would be on the list.
Well, isn't it said that if you promise something...
That's all the known bugs.
If you promise something, but you have, like, your fingers crossed behind your back, it means you can break the promise. Isn't that a thing?
Oh.
That must be what he would have... Yeah, so. He probably tweeted that with his fingers crossed behind his back. It's just a common misconception.
Yeah, so those are all of the bugs that have been kind of talked about and reported just within the first day of the patch being out. So I'm sure there's quite a few more out there that we just haven't been discovered. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good amount of bugs. Like it's
a good list.
That's about the same as like a patch note list, which is pretty pathetic. Mm-hmm. We could just start doing these videos now. Every week we'll have a patch note list where we read off the things that they say they're going to change. And then afterwards, we'll do another video where we just do a bug list. Because every single patch that has been released in Star Wars Battlefront 2 has had some sort of ridiculous bug. Like they've broken Darth Maul's lightsaber. They had the heavy glitch for a month that was just insane. They've postponed multiple hot fixes. They were supposed to get hot fixes, which they keep pushing back to the next month patch. So even though we've been promised multiple patches per month, we still only get one a month. And then we wait a month, and then we still get numerous amounts of bugs. And then you have to wait another month before they're fixed. So what the hell are these developers doing?
I don't know.
Because it's pathetic.
I mean, I'm kind of to the point that I don't know what to say, because it's hard to imagine that they're this incompetent. Like, there has to be some reason. They can't just be this bad. There's got to be some other reason. There's got to be some reason they're doing this badly. Like, I want to give them a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. Is it the Bob theory? That Bob's doing everything still?
No. My theory is, look at the roadmap. Nothing was announced for August. They just said bug fixes and skins, clone skins.
It's all part of the plan.
So, yes, this is all part of their plan. I bet you they purposely put in these bugs so that next month they'll be like, oh, all sorts of bug fixes. Sorry, guys, we've been working really hard to get the game back to the way it is. When in reality, they just flip a switch and then revert everything they fucked up this patch. So it buys them more time to work on other stuff, I'm assuming. I at least like to think of it this way because I have more respect for them if they do this compared to them just being horrible developers. So yeah, they're just
asshole developers.
They just lie. Yeah, so next month, since there's no content announced, they'll just be like, here's Clone Trooper skins. By the way, here's all these hero buffs and nerfs, and we reworked the stamina system and fixed all these problems. And I hope that this... I'm guessing it's just part of their strategy, because if not, they're just really, really bad developers.
Yeah, I'm running out of reasons to think they're anything but. Like, I find it hard to believe that a AAA game, even done by EA, could possibly be this badly developed. Like, I don't get it. Like, when this game was launched, it seemed to be... I mean, I don't remember... I mean, there were bugs. There were things that weren't perfect. But there's nothing, like... I don't know. I don't understand this. I don't know what happened to this company, to everything involved in this game. I don't know how you can be this incompetent. For one thing, this already got pushed back. So this is already... Like, I can't imagine how bad the first patch would have been. As bad as this one is. Like, I can't imagine what they found 2 weeks ago. They're like, oh, God, we got to postpone this. We got to fix this before we can release this patch. And they released the patch, and it's still very broken. So I just like to hear the excuse. Like, what's going on? These patches are terrible.
Whoa, man.
They're awful.
We know the excuse. The EA defenders are going to say, oh, don't worry, they put all their focus on Battlefield. They have a really small development team. Which is funny, because I've played tons of indie games. I've played indie games that are literally ran by one person, and they don't manage to fuck up their game. Like, give me the same exact Battlefront game. Right now. Give me this game. Let me go to DICE's office. Let me develop the game's patch for a month, and I guarantee you'll have just as many damn bugs as they do. I can develop bugs into the game. I'll just go in and smack my keyboard with all my fingers and type in different codes, and I'll fuck up the game. They're getting paid to screw up the game. I can do that.
Yeah, I just can't fathom how they can be this incompetent. There's got to be some reason, but what reason can there possibly be? Even your reason is incredibly stupid on their part. But it's starting to make more sense than anything else. Like, are these guys really that bad? I just don't...
They have to be.
Oh,
This
God, how
isn't
could
an
they
EA
possibly
thing.
be
This
that
is
bad?
a development thing. This is the developers make these patches. They either don't test them, or they just go into the office one day a week and they're like, all right, let's fix this, and just throw it out there and hope for the best. Because it's really bad. I've never played a AAA title game before that has this many bugs. Every single patch has had bugs in it.
Well, what makes less sense...
It's okay every now and then to have a bug. That's okay. But every damn patch? It's pathetic.
I mean, it's okay to have plenty of bugs. But the fact of going back to the old bugs that you've already had and bringing them back, how is that possible? How can you possibly go back and create a new bug that you've already had? You've already had broken Palpatine. How did you bring him back? We've already had laggy servers. How did you bring that back? You know, we've already had, like, Luke and Yoda's Force Push not really work, and now it works even less. We've already had the Darth Maul Saber Throw not work. How can they bring back broken bugs? Like, it's one thing if you try to fix something and you create a new bug. Okay, I could see how that could happen. I still don't understand how they create so many, but I could kind of see how that could happen. I cannot understand how they're going back to old bugs that that's supposed to be already fixed. Like, I don't get the complexities of making a video game. I'm not going to pretend I do. But seeing that other video games don't do this, it just doesn't... I mean, they have bugs, but they fix bugs, and they do it on a timely manner. And they certainly don't bring back the same bug over and over and over again, because they should be aware of that. You would think they're like, hey, I know that we did something similar the last time and messed up Darth Maul's saber throw. How about we make sure that's working fine? You'd think that would show them, oh, not working fine. Got to keep working. Unless they're just like, patch isn't done, but we got to get one out, so let's just throw out this piece of crap. Because that doesn't make sense either.
How do they break things that they don't touch? Like, they originally broke Darth Maul's saber throw, and there was no reason to nerf or buff Maul. They didn't nerf or buff Maul. They didn't do anything to Maul. They're just, all of a sudden, they're like, hey, we found this bug where his saber throw doesn't work. He worked fine for months, and then they messed it up. How did they mess up this Ewok hunt thing? All of a sudden, Ewok hunt was fine. It went away for a week. It comes back broken. So how do they keep adding these bugs where all of a sudden it's fine, and then the next second it's broken?
Was the game just originally designed in a way that it can't be fixed? I mean, was it originally designed terribly? Now, I never played the first Battlefront. I never played. I didn't play it much for the first year or so of the first Battlefront. Did this happen? Is this a new...
There was no. They did their, like, patches where they would nerf and buff things. Like, the EE4 was really bad. But nothing to this extent where people don't look forward to patches because you know it's just a new wave of bugs. That's what it comes to now. It's like, oh, great. There's another patch coming. What are they going to screw up this time?
Isn't that the same people?
Yeah, it's the same developers.
How could they possibly screw it up? It looks very similar engines. Very similar, like obviously the graphics are an upgrade, but they were both massive graphic games. I'm trying to think where this game is different and can't fix itself from other games.
No idea. Maybe they're setting it up to fail, but there
are better ways to do that.
I'm not excited for these heroes now. Like, what's the point of Obi-Wan and Grievous and Dooku and Anakin? If they can't fix the heroes we have now, what makes you think that these heroes are going to work when they come out?
I mean, they probably won't, but even months. Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to be excited for those characters. But yeah, they're going to have problems. They're probably going to be some sort of broken, just like Finn was super broken when he came out. Phasma was broken in a different way because she sucked. So they need to fix them up and stuff. I expect that to probably happen again with Obi-Wan and Grievous. But it's just, I just can't understand how they make a mistake, fix it, and then make the same mistake again.
Like, Boba Fett hasn't been fixed in months. They've messed up Palpatine 5 times. Maul's still messed up. Luke's abilities are still messed up. Yoda's abilities are still messed up. Han's shoulder charge still doesn't work 90% of the time. So they need to fix the current stuff first. Screw these new game modes that a lot of people get tired of after a week. Just fix the crap that's currently in the game. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's hard to understand. I've run out of I never really had a reason, but anything I really even had, I've run out. I really would like to know what is going on here, and why is this a thing, and why I understand sort of why it takes them so long to do it because of their ridiculous process of getting it okayed, which is broken in its own idea. But the fact that it takes them that long to get it okayed and it still goes through all of this and still ends up broken, that's hard to fathom.
I don't think they're telling these companies what the problem is. I'm sure if they were like, hey Sony, hey Microsoft, we messed this game up so bad that it's kind of unplayable right now. Can we get a patch out pretty quickly? It's not like they're going to be like, whoa.
I definitely don't know how those meetings go.
Hold back. You have to wait 2 weeks before we can approve this. That's another thing. If they have to go through approval ratings for all this stuff, why does all these bugs get in? It's like they don't test it at all.
Yeah, it doesn't appear that they do. At all. Just need to play it for a day. Just have a test day.
But that's,
all the developers just play video games for money for
patches.
A day and just test the damn thing. I don't see how that can't happen.
Yeah, hire the fans. They'll do it for free.
That's true too. Get some fans near the office.
Yeah.
Have them come in. Or do whatever you have to do. This should not be happening.
Yep.
This game's got enough bad press as it is. But, hey, I'd be interested in the comments. If you guys have any idea why this is happening, I'd love to hear some theories. Because we're pretty much out except for crazy theories at this point. So, I don't know. Maybe you guys know better than us. Like this video. If you like this video. Or even if you don't, like it anyway. Share it around. And I guess we'll talk to you guys in our next video. See you around.
Goodbye.
We would be honored if you would join us. You cannot resist